the center of the gaming universe.
Today on X-Play, we go hands-on with our exclusive look at Left 4 Dead. Find out what it's like to gnaw on the flesh of your friends. We've got your pro gamer tips from the Grandmaster of Carnage, T-Squared. Plus, we go on location in the ultimate game room, worth more than $500,000. And we preview Soulcalibur IV. The force is strong with this one. It's game time!
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the center of the gaming universe. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessler. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles on Tuesday, January 15th.
On today's show, we face the apocalypse and go hands-on with the hotly anticipated zombie fest, Left 4 Dead. Plus, pro gamer T-Squared will show you where to place your shots and chuck your grenades in Halo 3.
Then, with the inclusion of Darth Vader and Yoda, Soulcalibur IV just got a whole lot more interesting and confusing. How will they explain this crossover? Well, find out in our preview. Plus, your collection of Shin Megami Tensei games that might be impressive, but you haven't seen anything until you've checked out one man's ultimate game room. It's not mine, damn it. But first, let's go over to Morgan for today's new releases and the latest headlines. Time for the gaming update.
Thanks, Adam. Attention all Wii owners, we have breaking news and Nintendo has delayed Super Smash Bros. Brawl once again, this time until March 9th, 2008. The game was previously scheduled for release next month on February 10th, but Nintendo says that additional tweaks and the high number of popular franchise characters that appear in the game are to blame. While most of us are used to seeing delays from the majority of Nintendo's AAA titles, at least this will give us some extra time with no more heroes. In October of 2007, Silicon Knights president Dennis Dyack, who is currently working on 2 Human for the Xbox 360, commented on the idea of a unified platform. That is, one console for all gamers that would bring about a shift in the way games are created and distributed. Recently, Eat, Sleep, Play co-president David Jaffe made headlines with his thoughts on the idea of a single standard. X-Play has since contacted Dennis Dyack and asked for his response to Jaffe's blog post. Dennis tells X-Play that, quote, David Jaffe and I are on the same page. A single open standard for video game consoles would be good for games, gamers, developers, and publishers. Competition would increase, game prices would go down, quality of games would rise, and finally, gaming demographics would increase substantially. Interesting words from 2 highly influential figures in the gaming community. We're going to continue to follow this story as it develops. Mark your calendars because on February 5th, gamers everywhere will be able to pick up Twisted Metal head-on. Extra Twisted! The popular PSP game is coming to the PlayStation 2 with enhanced graphics and all of the popular gameplay modes that we've come to love. The game will include 4 new Lost levels in addition to a new Twisted Metal head-on level. Fans can even take Sweet Tooth out of his ice cream truck to explore a new level on foot, or watch never-before-seen live-action movies that were scrapped from the original release of Twisted Metal. Best of all, Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted will only cost $20. That is all for today's gaming update. Be sure to visit us on the web at g4tv.com/xplay to continue getting all of today's up-to-the-minute video game news. Now let's go over to Adam, who spent all night preparing a preview of what is looking to be one of this year's best fighting games.
Thank you, Morgan. Sweet Tooth has feet? Soulcalibur is probably the reason you owned a Dreamcast, and the latest game in the series could be the reason you pick up a 360 or a PS3, or both, thanks to the inclusion of 2 iconic Star Wars characters. Here's our preview of Soulcalibur IV. Finally, a next-gen Soulcalibur. But what exactly can gamers expect from this highly anticipated title? How about the addition of a few characters from a galaxy far, far away? We spoke with the game's director, Kat Sasaki, at a recent Soulcalibur IV coming out party.
When we started to think about who would be best for the Calibur universe, we naturally ended up with Vader and Yoda.
Although the addition of Yoda on the 360 and his breathy counterpart on the PS3 is an interesting development, it remains to be seen just how the two will manage to find their way into a universe already overflowing with its own mythology.
These characters are definitely from very different backgrounds. They're from completely different universes. Our goal here is to make sure that whatever game we come up with will satisfy both the Calibur fans and Star Wars fans alike. In order to do that, we've been communicating with LucasArts to come up with the best way to introduce these characters into our game.
High-powered graphics aren't all that come with the next-gen debut, and although online play is now par for the course, it's something that's relatively new to fighting games.
The fighting game genre by nature is very competitive, and users always want to fight human players. Today you see fewer and fewer arcades where you can play with an actual person. By putting this game online, you can go and find the person you want to fight with, which makes it more competitive and really adds to the game.
As for a favorite in the inevitable meeting between two larger-than-life villains from different sides of the galaxy, Sasaki isn't taking sides.
I'd love players to play as these two characters and find out for themselves.
We'll find out for ourselves. Just get us the game. Wow, you know, I just want to play as General Grievous, though, so you get
General
more
Grievous is
lightsabers.
great. Yeah.
Even though they should cut through metal. I don't understand this. Anyway. Okay, if you think Yoda is an odd addition to a fighting game, well, you're right. But, believe it or not, the little green Master Jedi isn't the strangest addition ever. No, not by a long shot.
Nope. Case in point, check out today's X list, the top 5 most bizarre fighting characters.
Coming in at number 5 is Hornet, one of the several unlockable characters from the Sega Saturn's Fighters Megamix. Hornet is a car, and when he fights, he has a Gumby-like flexibility. Now, coming in at number 4 is Mocap from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Now, having run out of characters, the designers included a Mocap actor. Seriously.
Number 3 is Bridget from Guilty Gear. Now, Bridget is a boy who dresses like a nun, looks like a girl, and, carries a teddy bear. And just ahead of that confused young man is Mr. Game & Watch from Super Smash Bros. Melee. This character is the mascot for Nintendo's ancient portable games. That right there is fan service.
And our number 1 bizarre fighting character is without a doubt deserving of the title Mr. Meat from Fighters Megamix. He's simply a gigantic hunk of meat. I wish I was making this up.
But be sure to visit us online at g4tv.com/xplay. There you can check out our podcast, and if you're an Apple fanboy, you can also get it on iTunes. Just search for XPlay. It's very complicated, I know, but stay right there because we will be right back.
Coming up, we go deep to the heart of Texas to see one man's ultimate gaming setup that will make you weep with envy. Plus, you'll be able to frag with the best after hearing pro gamer T-Squared's tips on mastering Halo 3. Then, we'll shoot first and ask questions later with Turtle Rock Studios when we go hands-on with Left 4 Dead.
Rob, have fun in Japan.
It's gonna be the best night.
What do you expect out of Street Fighter IV?
All right, welcome back to XPlay. Thank you for your question, Cool Juggernaut.
Yeah, we're expecting something a little bit simpler, actually.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. I mean, they're trying to make it appeal a little bit more to the average gamer, trying to take some of the memorization out of it.
Exactly, make it more logical like a lot of other contemporary fighters. The other good thing is that it's being made inside of Capcom. It's people from the Shadow of Rome team, the Flick on Musha game. It's going to be quality this time and not the other crap we're used to.
So we are excited about it. Now, if you think that 42-inch plasma with surround sound makes your den the ultimate game room, you're sorely mistaken. We went on location to East Texas to find a game room that will shame yours. If you already suffer from depression, this won't help.
Hello, I'm Barry Evans, and I built my own personal arcade in my backyard.
If you've ever fantasized about building the ultimate game room, we've got bad news. Barry Evans beat you to the punch. He actually constructed a standalone building in his backyard to house what he calls his personal arcade, complete with vintage arcade cabinets, hundreds of working consoles, and tens of thousands of video game collectibles. Barry's obsession with creating the ultimate gaming room started with his childhood arcade.
Over the years of collecting, I really missed my childhood arcade that I grew up in, and that's why I set out to build this building, and I'm in heaven.
But building the room wasn't easy.
I contacted a local metal building store. They gave us a very good price. My best friend out at work, he's very good with woodworking. We got together and I told him what we needed and he helped me construct the display cases. The next step was the air conditioning. The most important thing about a collection like this is temperature and humidity control.
As you'd expect, Barry's collection includes some ultra-rare oddities.
Sonic the Hedgehog underwear. When I'd go through the stores, you know, they'd always have underoos and things like that for children. Well, I said that would be unusual to have, and I went ahead and bought it. But you see, when you go up to the register and you ring that up, you get the funny looks when you're all by yourself.
In fact, Barry isn't by himself. He's happily married to a lovely lady named Stacy who defends her husband's obsession.
Honestly, I've never really been against it in any way, because to be able to collect the things that he has, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. I'm really proud of him. He's done a lot of hard work to get this room looking the way it does.
And Barry has some words of advice for fledgling collectors out there.
Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're dumb for enjoying video games. I remember getting picked on as a kid. Why do you play those stupid video games? Because I enjoy them. If you like collecting, just keep on doing it. It's your passion, keep it up. It's fun.
Now, before you run to the bank and beg for a $500,000 loan to build your own ultimate game room, you have to ask yourself, what do I want in there? Now, that is the question in today's X poll. Log on to g4tv.com/xplay and tell us whether you'd rather have A, a Gauntlet arcade machine, B, Master Chief undies, or C, an understanding spouse. We're going to be back with the results right after this break.
Coming up on X-Play, Pro Gamer T-Squared gives you tips on how to become a legend in Halo 3. And later, we'll go hands-on with Left 4 Dead.
This is strange world.
Well, welcome back to X-Play, center of the gaming universe.
Before the break, we asked you what you would like in your ultimate game room, and let's check in and see what you chose.
All right, the leader right now is understanding spouse at 53%. That makes sense to me.
It does. You need that before you can get anything else.
I just don't know how to make her understand.
And now we have Pro Gamer T-Squared, and he is here to enlighten the masses with a little advice for the Halo impaired. Check it out.
What's up? This is Tom Taylor. But you may know me as T-Squared. I'm a member of the MLG Pro team, straight ripping. I have the Halo 3 tips that will have you fragging like a pro. In Halo 3, shooting's exactly like Halo 1. You're going to be leading your shots. With Halo 2, you would always keep your reticle on the player's head. You don't want to do that, especially long range. Here's an example of leading your shots. See how the right side of my reticle is on the left side of his head. So for all you Halo 2 players that made the switch to Halo 3 and you're complaining about your shots not hitting, now you know why.
Killing spree.
In Halo 3, you live or die by how you use your grenades. You don't have to use them long range. One of the best uses of grenades is throwing them at your feet. For a guy chasing you, just toss it right up off the ground. He'll never expect it. Stupid noob. Timing power-ups has been around since Halo 1. Now what this means is you know exactly when all the weapons and the power-ups are going to come back on the map. For example, in Guardian, the camouflage and the overshield take exactly 3 minutes to come up. So keep your eye on that little game clock in your bottom right. Practice these tips and you'll be tournament material in no time.
Thanks, T-Squared. Now, pro gamers might enjoy a slight celebrity status, but let's face it, it's not exactly rock star status.
Now, some musicians might claim they're doing it for the art, but we all know it's about the fans. Let's check today's leaderboards and find out which groups have the most fans in Rock Band.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up on X-Play, our hands-on demo of Turtle Rock Studios' zombie biter, Left 4 Dead. You're not going to want to miss it.
Video games are evolving.
GeForce totally like that. Kind of.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, I think the best part of being a zombie is the ability to eat your friends, and this is one of the cooler features of Left 4 Dead. We're getting a hands-on demo of this game right now.
When you think of Turtle Rock Studios, the first thing that comes to mind is Valve's legendary Counter-Strike series. Their latest effort isn't another spin-off, but a groundbreaking brand new franchise, the first-person shooter Left 4 Dead. In this game, you and a handful of survivors will have to work together to survive a zombie apocalypse. With dynamic AI that ensures you'll never play the same level twice, making it out won't be easy, especially when an onslaught of infected are after a dose of your blood. Joining us today is Chet Falsek from Valve. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
So we have Left 4 Dead here. Obviously, you guys just acquired Turtle Rock Studios, so they're now part of Valve, but they've been working on this for quite some time. What can we expect from the game? Let's just get kind of the rundown of how you play it.
It's 4-player survivor co-op on the survivor side. And so what you get to do is you and your 3 other buddies get to fight through the infected world of zombies, trying to get to safety.
Okay, so we have some new footage right here of the game, and obviously we're seeing zombies there. What is this one that we see on fire? That's the tank.
And so the tank helps enforce your co-op gameplay because you've got to stay with your friends. You want to shoot them. If everyone shoots at him, easy to kill. If people bolt and run, he's going to hunt one person down and kill him.
Now, how are the levels structured to use the co-op gameplay? Like, is it a big wide open space, or are you kind of going into more of a first-person shooter, just a path?
It's a mix of a first-person shooter. So you're going forward and you're going from a start point to a safe zone each time, and then you do that 4 times, and then at the end, there's a scenario that we're seeing right now is where you have to hold out in the house here and you're waiting for rescue.
Okay, and so are you trying to use various weapons or the various character types? How are you trying to balance your cooperative gameplay so that you all can survive?
And so all the players have the same skills. They can all pick up the same weapons or weapons you would find out in the real world. There's nothing fanciful there.
Right.
And so we just reinforce it by you have to stay by your teammates, because if you don't stay by your teammates, the hunter's going to pounce you, the smoker's going to hang you. And then you're just stuck and they're going to be killed. But your teammates can knock them off, they can shoot them, they can protect you. And so this game, more than any other game, you're really aware of where your teammates are. You're always aware that someone's behind you and down, or you've got to stay together. And it helps just reinforce that you're a team moving forward.
Now, what is the death penalty inside of the game? If one of your teammates does die, do they come right back? How does that factor in?
Well, so you can go down, and you can get healed. And you can go down a couple of times. And you can also, though, once you're down, you can also just be killed. And once you're killed, along the route, you may have a little safe zone that you can come back in, like your little closet you've holed up in to wait out the zombie apocalypse. Or you come back in at the next safe room, which is like the next level though.
Now, of course, you have these scenarios, and they aren't terribly, terribly long, but you do have the AI director in the game so that you can play the same scenario over and over again and get a much different experience. How does that actually work?
So the AI director helps keep things random, because what it does is it instead of having spawn points or having infected in regular areas, each time you play it, it's different. And so it monitors your intensity level, and it'll say, oh, you guys are getting really overwhelmed here. There's a bunch of people just died in front of you, one of your guys just went down. And so it'll slow the game down for you for a little bit. So like at QuakeCon, we would see guys watching, and they would see, just someone get mauled down on the subway platform. So the next time they go down, they're throwing grenades down there because they're going to take care of the infected there, and there's no infected there.
So it's definitely a game that is somewhat working in your favor, but then also can just turn on you at any given moment.
Exactly. And also with horror, just anticipation of walking through there. Then after you'd seen got mauled last time, and now you're like, when's it going to hit? When's it going to hit? It doesn't hit.
Now let's quickly go through a couple of the infected types. We did just talk about the boomer, and so it looks like he explodes once you finally kill him.
Correct. So the boomer has a couple of attacks. One is the exploding. If you shoot him and he's too close, and he'll hurt your teammates or you. And he can also vomit on you. And so when he vomits on you, you're blind for a few seconds, and every other common infected in the area come running at you. So at that point, you really have to trust your teammates that they're going to shoot the zombies that are coming at you off.
He vomits you in the face. Very, very, very quickly, just give me the rundown of the hunter.
So he's a hunter. He pounces. So you'll see him, he'll kind of crouch down and build up his energy, and then he'll come shooting out at you. And if he hits you with his pounce, he'll take you down.
Wow.
And you're down until someone helps you.
All right. Well, Chet, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to this game because it's going to train me for the coming zombie apocalypse. All right. So it's coming out this fall, but right now, let's head back over to Morgan.
Pulling off amazing moves and combos is no small feat for hardcore gamers. Thanks to replay tools, sandbox gameplay, and the internet, now the whole world can see their work. Gamer stunts can be something as simple as mass destruction, or our personal favorite, creative Halo 3 suicides. With Forge, players can use sticky grenades, warthogs, and grav lifts to make a dishonorable death very entertaining. But what about you? We want to see the best Halo suicide, so get out there and pretend Master Chief's meds just ran out. Head on over to G4TV.com for XPlay for all of the info on submitting your clips. The best ones might end up on the show and net you some swag. Make us proud.
All right, we're done for today, but XPlay will return tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on our next show. We go hands-on with Devil May Cry 4 and attempt to get our rank up to SSS.
Plus, we're going to have our review of Supreme Commander Forged Alliance and see if this RTS is ready for combat. And we'll go head-to-head to find out if 2008 will be the year that belongs to the PlayStation 3.
And finally, break those plans and clear out your schedule because this Thursday we'll have the first ever live demo of Prototype.
Thanks for watching XPlay, the center of the gaming universe. I'm Morgan Webb.
I'm Adam Sessler. See you tomorrow.